Hey folks, this is Jake Davis from On the Fly Review for you. And tonight I'm talking about Don't Worry Darling, released last month, written directed by Olivia Wilde, starring Florence Pugh, Harry Styles, Chris Pine, Nick Kroll, and Olivia Wilde. The whole setup here is set in the 1960s in the American Southwest. It's like one of those suburban compounds for employees and their families, and one of those top secret research or military things. So something very, very common actually during the military operations like the Manhattan Project in World War II. Florence Pugh is a woman who is very happy in her marriage, but not quite like the rest of the wives on her block. She sees something and slowly starts to question the reality of the world around her. Now, this sounds familiar just because it's a blatant ripoff of the Stepford Wives. And I get it. She's trying to make like this, like and her last movie was a ripoff too. Booksmart. It was just remake Superbad, but with girls and pretentious and not funny. Now, this, of course, I guess she's trying to make like a feminist version, the feminist answer to Get Out. But even though I'm not a fan of Get Out, I've been very clear about that. I thought the acting was stiff, the characters were stupid, foolish characters. The very kind of character this movie was trying to be, the kind of character this movie was trying to be a parody of. He just made one of those movies. He didn't make a parody of it, he just made one of those. And I thought the comedy, when it was trying to be funny, was very flat for me personally. I thought the movie was a big disappointment. I didn't like it. But at the same time, I thought the overall payoff and ending for the movie was interesting. When it comes down to what the villains are doing and why are they doing it, it's more nuanced and layered than them just the encompassing evil of racism. You know what I mean? It's racist, but it's not because they hate black people. It's because, well, let's spoilers here if you haven't seen Get Out. It's let's take over black people's bodies in our next life because we want to be hip. God, that's awful. It's like, God, can't you just be racist? It made the fucking rich white liberals made racism worse. But when it comes to this, what it comes down to, why are they doing what they're doing? Oh, because they're men, so they're weak and insecure and needy. It's clear signs of a script by someone who's going through a divorce. I'd say the same thing about not just her, not because she's a woman, I'm not ganging up on a woman here, but I mean, James Gunn did the same thing. You ever see James Gunn's film Super from 2011, I believe? There's some shit in that movie, very uncomfortable. It's like, Jim needs to talk to somebody. He's in some dark places right now. I thought this was a weak movie. I mean, to be fair, as far as positives were, I thought the acting was solid in this movie all around. Particularly Florence Pugh's lead role. I thought Harry Styles was good. Chris Pine was good. Olivia Wilde was good in her performance. I thought the art direction and costume design was really good. It was just the movie I thought was predictable. I figured out exactly how this movie was going to flow, step for step, reveal for reveal, when I saw the first fucking trailer. I just, I would have liked to have seen this weird psychological thriller about being trapped by conformity and stuff like this. It's not like they haven't made these movies, like I said, rip off of the Stepford Wives, and they've made these movies well. Body Snatchers. That's what those films were about. But ultimately, I'm gonna give this movie two stars. And I would pick on the whole thing. Her coming out claiming that the villain. I think Pine said something along the lines too, that the villain was inspired by Jordan Peterson. They referred to him like the king of the incels. Just you probably shouldn't be saying your villain is based on a real life person who is still alive and very vocal. If you didn't bother to research the subject in any way. I mean, it's like me saying I'm going to do a movie, and the main character is based on. God, I can't even think of anybody. Because I know most people. I don't really. Anyone I like, I know what they do if I know them by name. Just like some random Republican congressman in Montana. Why did I pick him? I just pulled his name out of the phone book because I want to do a story about a random Republican congressman in Montana. That kind of thing. It just doesn't make you. It just shows you're not really a writer who researches, and that's unfortunate. Yeah, I'm just rambling now. I'm tired. I need to go eat something. I'm Jake Davis. Catch you on the fly.